Trailer today. It does have a light switch for hooking up at nighttime and an up and down button for running the jack up or down. For any reason the jack won't go up or down on its own, it does have a manual crank handle in the front compartment that goes through the top that will manually crank that jack up or down. Has two 20-pound propane cylinders on the trailer with an even flow regulator, so if you wanted to turn both bottles on, you can turn them both on. It'll pull from one till it empties, and then it'll automatically pick up from the other one. It has one 12-volt battery on the front of the trailer, and while we're looking at that, it does have a battery disconnect on the front tongue of the trailer. If you use the battery disconnect, turn it to the off position and pull the key out and reinsert the cap over where the key goes in. We have a through compartment in the front with your jack handles and all being on the opposite side over there. It does have the BL jacks, but they have the strong arms on them. Once you get the jacks down, you can tighten up the T handle on the yellow strong arms. Makes it more stable in place. Lug nuts on the trailer has been torqued at 100 foot-pounds is what's recommended on the side of the tire, and 65 pounds of air pressure in the tire. That is the cord for the trailer. Blue light indicates that it does have electric coming into the trailer. Cord's about 30 foot long. Does have an outside shower. It's got hot and cold running water on it. It does have to be winterized in the winter time. Hot water heater is the next one back. It is gas and electric. The electric switch is in the lower left-hand corner. This is the drain plug for the hot water heater, which is also an anode rod. Anode rod draws all the water or impurities out of the water to it, eats up the rod instead of eating up the inside of the tank. The trailer has been re-winterized. That's the reason for the anode rod being out. Before you turn on either source, electric or heat, you want to pop the pop-off valve to make sure you have water coming out of the top of the hot water heater. On your dump station down below, the 3-inch valve is your black water tank. In the back, the two gray valves in the front one goes to the kitchen sink, the back one goes to the shower and the bathroom sink. It is prepped for a backup camera up top. Does have a park cable hookup and a satellite hookup in the back. The connection right below that is your city water connect, and the connection right below that is your black tank flush when you're dumping your holding tanks. You can hook a water hose and regulator to that, turn water pressure onto it. It actually helps kind of clean out the black tank a little more. Does have a spare tire on the trailer and a cover. Spare tire's been put on with a wrench, and it is there up to pressure. Two low water drain points on the trailer are used for winterizing and de-winterizing of the trailer. We got access into the bathroom with the back door and a set of steps from it, so you don't have to track through the rest of the trailer. You do have the two outside speakers. I'll have to show you more about that on the stereo on the inside. You have a stove vent. For the stove vent to work properly, the two tabs have to be lifted out, allows the flapper to flap. But when it's in travel, you'll want to push those back into the hole. Outside of the furnace, sucks cold air in the top, hot air out the bottom. I always suggest putting a mud dauber screen over that. Once the furnace has been lit, for some reason mud daubers like that and they go in there and build their little dirt nest. Now there is a port spray hose that hooks up into this connection here that is in the kitchenette. No, it's in the very front compartment. It goes in and makes a 1/4 inch turn, connects here, and you have cold water on this side of the trailer. You do have a park cable hookup that works off the antenna on top, or the park cable hookup in the back, and a 110 outlet to plug a TV into. Gas line for the outside grill gets pulled out, clips onto the back here in the back. and to the connection down here at the bottom. They put connect here on the side. Once it's connected in there, it does have a T-handle up on top that has to be turned in line with it for it to have gas coming to the grill. While we're down here, that is your freshwater tank drain. Is an 1.5 inch valve. It's got a self-igniter on the handle itself. When you turn it in and click it, it lights the grill. Before the grill can be slid back in, the locking mechanism has to be replaced. Outside refrigerator is 110 only. The only time it works is when it's plugged into the 110 line. It does have the magnets for holding up the compartment doors. Your freshwater tank will fill here and will drain it to the white valve down below. In the front compartment over here, it is an easy race service. You can write all your hookup and unhook up directions on it. Has 3 handles inside there. The crooked one in the back is for the front electric jack. The handle on the top is for pulling your dump valves. And the little tool down here at the bottom will go into a cordless drill for running your jacks up or down. The little netted catcher right there is the clothes hamper from the inside of the trailer to the out. Once you have the trailer on site where you're parking it at, level from side to side by using the plastic blocks, you can put your 4 balance jacks down until they hit the ground, tighten up your TJ strong arms, and then you'll adjust your steps. On the steps, you'll open the door wide open. Little blue handle pulls it loose, lays the steps down. There is a button on each one of the steps, 15 slotted holes in each one of the legs to get the proper fit of the door. The main thing on the door is the steps have to lay flat in the threshold for the door to close over the top of them properly. We'll go to the inside. It does have a working fire extinguisher on the left hand side as we step in. Then you turned all the lights off. On your monitor panel, we'll go back up here to the top. It is wired for solar panels on top. The panels are not up there, but it is pre-wired for the solar panels. We're going to check the battery level. Shows you that it's fully charged. Anytime the 110 line's plugged up, it'll show you fully charged. To get an accurate reading on the battery, have the 110 line unplugged. Freshwater tank's showing you that it's empty. As it fills up, it'll show 1/3, 2/3 full. Same way with your black tank. 1/3, 2/3 full on it. Gray tank's the same way, which is your bathroom sink and shower water. And your galley tank is your kitchen sink water only. First red button turns your water pump on between the freshwater tank and the faucets. The second one is the gas side of the hot water heater. When you turn the gas button on it, the little red light at the top comes on. In about a minute's time, that little red light's going to go off. Then the hot water heater will go through 2 lighting processes to light on gas. It's best to light the stove top first before you try to light it on gas. First light switch turns your LED lights underneath your awning on. Second switch turns your lights above your slide room on. First big switch at the bottom runs your awning in and out. Second switch down here runs the slide room in and out. Does have 110 outlets on the wall on the side of the sink. A brown vent on the cabinet for the furnace. Two sets of keys for the trailer. Purple key does the lock on the front door. The other purple key does the lock and deadbolt on the back door. And then you have your 751 for your outside compartments and your outside shower. 2 remotes. The small remote does the fireplace. You can change the temperature on the setting. You can change the color of the rocks. And you can change the color of the flames. And you can run it up to 4 hours, 5 hours off the remote. The bigger remote is for the stereo. This is the most important piece of paper in the whole trailer. All the appliances have a manufacturer of the appliance, a model number, and a serial number. And they're all on this paper here for what's in the trailer. All the rest of the paperwork that's in the trailer is in this bag right here. The other light above the stove sink has to be turned on by hand. On your microwave, the only thing I can tell you about the microwave is I do warm my coffee up in it, and I do turn the clock button on. Let's say it's 10:30. Hit the clock button again to the 2 center eyes is solid. The reason I set the time on the microwave is you can tell if you've lost 110 power coming to the trailer if it does not keep the right time. You do have a light for the stovetop on the hood range and a fan. Stovetop. The glass stovetop folds up 2 times. Up out of the way. Little light on the side here comes on. Turn those to the highlight position and light with the lighter on the left hand side. Same way with your oven. You'll turn it to where it says pilot on, hold down on the button, and use the same striker up here to light the oven with. The little blue light on the side has to be on for the strikers to work. Does have a vent down here underneath for the furnace. Refrigerator's next. 2 settings for the refrigerator. One in the top for when you first initially start to cool the refrigerator down. You can turn it to where it says colder, and it will keep all the cold air in the freezer section only. When it gets to cold enough in the freezer, you need to turn it back down to where it says cold. That way it actually lets cold air come down into the bottom of the icebox. There's a 1 to 5 setting on it and the refrigerator part, and an off and on button. And it does have a travel lock that goes over the top of it, hold it in place during travel. Pretty good sized pantry off to the side there. Thermostat on the wall. Going to turn it on. Going to hit the fan button. High, low, cool, high, auto, and high. Hit it one more time. It says furnace, and you'll dial your temperature up for it. And the furnace will kick on. When you turn either one of the appliances off, it'll say off in the lower right hand corner. Light switch on the wall by the sink turns the lights above us on. Does have a knurled knob in the vent in the top, and a little black button to turn the fan on. Also has your GFI outlet in the bathroom that controls all the 110 outlets. Does have a heat vent coming into the bottom of the cabinet, and does have an air conditioner vent. Does have a single foot flush on the right hand side of the toilet. Trailer has been winterized, has antifreeze in it. Shower curtain clips and locks into place on this side over here. It's just like what you got at home. Hot water on the left hand side, cold water on the right. Each one of the bunk areas has its own individual light that turns on with a little push button in the center of it. Top bunk also has a fire escape to go out the back. Does have USB ports on each one of the bunks, top and bottom. Does have a ladder for climbing up to the top. Has a carbon monoxide and LP detector. Breaker box. Breakers are marked on the left hand side from the top: main, AC, refrigerator, GFI, converter, microwave, and fireplace. And your car fuses are marked on this side over here, with the first 4 or 5 of them being lights, furnace, refrigerator, LP detector, stereo, monitor panel, and awning, and power jacks. When any of your car fuses pop, there will be a red light on the right hand side that you can actually see through the tinted lens on the front. Light above the table has to be turned on by hand. A little push button in the center of it. Table comes up. It's got 2 pedestal legs to prop the table up. And there should be totes underneath each one of the benches at the table. And there should be 3 totes underneath the front bunk, the couch. They do have slow rising shades for the windows. There is instructions on how to adjust those in your paperwork in the brown bag. A little cushion comes off of this. Couch will fold out into a bed. And it does have the 3 totes underneath the couch too. There is a place for a TV up here. There is a TV antenna booster. A little green light turns on, indicates it's working. A 110 plug-in to plug it into. You do have your AM FM stereo with your inside and outside speakers. Your inside speakers are zone 1. Your outside speakers are zone 2. It also has a USB port, HDMI cord, and a headphone set. In the bedroom, there is a light switch on the right hand side of the wall as we come in. We do have another fire escape window on the off door side of the master bedroom. We have a USB port on either side of the bed. And in the closet space, there is a 110 outlet on either side in the closet up front. There is storage underneath the mattress. 4 little tote bags here, and it is the full storage in the front compartment. You can access it through there. It does have the struts on the bed that holds the bed up in place while you're getting your stuff in and out. There is a place for another TV on the wall here. A 110 outlet to plug it into. That works off the park cable or antenna on top of the trailer. You do have a heat vent. I think it comes in through the front door. And an air conditioner vent in the ceiling. The little white plate on the top over on the side of this window here is for your awning wires, for the electric awning that's on the front, if you ever had to make a connection or disconnect. Well, that's basically about everything on the trailer. Thank you.